Tristan with Nerdette's Newsstand, and I want to talk about this batch of text messages from Amber and Johnny Depp that have kind of been released. Now, there is going to be a middleman here, so I will explain all that. But first off, I want to start off by thanking everybody who joined me in the live stream today. I was so nervous going back into it. I haven't streamed for almost 6 months. And, I felt welcome. We raised $31 for hotline.org. So, it was great. It was really, really nice to be back at it. I love it, and I'm definitely going to make a habit of streaming. Probably again, like once a week, like I said in the stream, but it was really fun. And I really, really appreciate all the support. So now let's talk. Let's talk about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Now, we have seen just so much, and I will put the link to my playlist in the description. But he is refusing to allow this undeserved wife beater charge in these text messages. Now, it is going to be a go-between because they did have restraining orders at the time. So, they had to go through Christian Carano, and he is a talent agent. He also was engaged to Lady Gaga at the time, or at one time, I'm sorry. So, if his name sounds familiar, it could simply be because of that. But yes, he was their talent agent. They thought by going through him, they would be able to work around that restraining order. So we get Johnny starting out by saying, "It feels like a dream and a nightmare all in one. It was difficult not to die when our eyes met. Oh, I have no choice but to dive into those pools of green. They represent every millisecond of what we had. I miss her. I love her. I always will, as she will. There were some difficult things to swallow, but one either swallows or chokes." Like, that's kind of poetic, right? That's kind of sweet. So he felt antagonized, obviously, by her confiding in Carano. "She's poking at me and trying to make me miserable." Yeah, that's going to continue for a while. Buddy, textbook narcissistic patterns. Why did she come to San Francisco? No more games. She just wants her name cleared. She isn't being understanding. She's being stubborn and doesn't want to talk to me. F this. Now, he does go on to say, "I don't know what to say." Apparently, she wants to go ahead with the divorce and then attempt a reconciliation. I need time to think. Obviously, anyone in that situation would. He added, "What I wanted was a fresh start with my wife," which I thought was what she wanted. She was obviously lying to clear her name. And we know this stuff now. It's just nice to see things as they unfold. And she should do what she really feels. If her priorities are not us, then I will proceed and do what I have to do. I dangle no more. At some point, you kind of have to cut that out, right? Like, if you're not somebody's priority, if they don't make time for you, if it's not an us situation, you can't go on with that relationship because you have to. It doesn't work. It doesn't work otherwise. We've all been there at one point or another. Heard also shared her thoughts with Carano via text message. Now, these are going to be coming from her. Now, you can't believe a word that comes out of her mouth, but even so, we'll give her a fair chance. I'm afraid I'm setting myself back up to fall again. It was so hard to leave him. I've been through so much. And I see no future in this. And every time I see him, it's like my chest is ripped open and every piece of my soul is ground down to the pulp. Since seeing him in San Francisco, I have been a complete mess. I've literally been sobbing all day and night. You created this mess. What do you expect? Sympathy? Because you're not getting it. He goes on to say, "Man, her attorneys are telling mine," this is the best part, "that I am calling and harassing her by phone. Is that them or is that her? First, I'm apparently stalling the divorce, and now I'm harassing her. She'd better put a couple of ball gags in the lawyer's mouths and tighten them up. She doesn't want to work anything out. Her lawyers want to settle because they would die 1,000 deaths in court. Guess what? We're finally going to get to see those deaths. So she wants me to soften up and settle nice. That's what it looks like. What it seems to me is she came to San Francisco to have a talk, to clear up her name, to get him to go along with what she wanted. And she was using him. She was baiting him. She was manipulating him. And honestly, it doesn't surprise me. But just to see these things is kind of weird. He even says, why did she come to San Francisco? And then Carano goes on to say, the fact that she asked to see you and traveled here has been problematic. This is so good. Like, he's obviously pissed at this time. So I'm going to get those people in the comment section going, oh my God, he's so horrible. He's so mean. Oh my God. People are allowed to be mad. People are allowed to vent. People are allowed to get their frustration out without their fists. And that's what she did. So he goes on to say, also, apparently, she filed papers to say that I had broken the restraining order by texting. These texts between him and Carano, and her and Carano, she provoked. No, not her harassing and breaking the restraining order. Speaking to her, seeing her in San Francisco. Again, she went to San Francisco. She met up with him, but now, like, this was all a manipulation. It really was. With all this bullshit, I'm going through this. Send me to county and for breaking the restraining order. Some of which, as you can guess, that she was more than complicit with. I couldn't give a fucking rat's ass as she wants her name cleared, and that's all it was about, right? Which can no longer happen in terms of the public opinion, and more than likely the people who run her profession, a product of choice by people in the public's eye. She is no better than Anna Nicole Smith. I actually don't know much about Anna Nicole Smith. I remember she married, I was real young when she died, but I kind of remember the story about her marrying an old man, but I don't know specifically what he's talking about here. So I don't remember too much about her, so that really doesn't, I don't really understand that analogy there. Her trip to San Francisco was a ruse to clear her reputation, and I fell for it. Yet another lie. Tell me I am wrong. You are not. She never brought up the notion of clearing my name as a wife-beating, bad word. And she doesn't want me effing mad. I've tried to get her away from those lawyers. Sorry for the rant, but I am flabbergasted by the truth she gives me and the truth she actually applies. When it's time to save herself from being caught in a legal fib, yeah, she really loved me the other day. Basically, she fed him a line when they met up, used it against him to say that that he was harassing and going against the restraining order. And now everything's changed. Yeah, all she was worried about was clearing her name. And yet her name's not clear. Her name is more tainted than it has ever been, which is, you know what? It's nobody's fault but her own. It really is. Like, I have no problem saying that this woman has acted absolutely disgusting. She even wanted him to go as far as to sign papers, basically, in minutes of being a wife beater. Now, we all know different now, and that's why he says, in this statement, he says she wanted to save herself from being caught in a legal fib. That's all it was. It was a ruse. It was a manipulation. This girl, there's something mentally wrong with her. Like, just beyond mental, gymnastics that she is doing here. I'm shocked. Wait, no, I'm not. Not even a little bit. I would say that I am, but you know what? Nothing that comes out of this woman's mouth actually shocks me anymore. Except for the fact that I still can't wait till they face off it's March 23rd. And she will have to answer for those audio recordings. So let me know what you guys think about these new texts, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Hey guys, I want to give a huge shout out to my Subscribestar and Patreons. You guys literally make this channel possible. Black Knight Fool, Brucey, Chris C, Dave Ross, David L, Jeffrey Allen Carnes, Sanjuro, Jeremy Burtz, Joe Bustify, Gato Round, Magical Exotic Diamonds, Mighty Pauls, Mike Buckner, Robert, Steve Glasker, Timothy French, Alice Matt Films, Alexander Trapp, Way Else One, and Troy Reiser. You guys are absolutely amazing, and I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. Don't forget to subscribe and like on the way out, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.